Traditionally, one of the limitations of podcasting is that each episode lives on its own. If you want to record an ad for a sponsorship or tell your listeners about something coming up in the near future, there was no easy way to update your existing catalog of shows and then take that content down once it was no longer relevant. That's why we at Buzzsprout created dynamic content, so you could share timely and relevant messages with your listeners, no matter if they're listening to the very first episode you ever published or the one that came out last week, by adding pre-roll and post-roll messages that play at the beginning or at the end of your podcast episode. So in this video, I'm gonna walk through 6 different ways you can utilize dynamic content for your podcast and share real examples from Buzzsprout podcasters that are using dynamic content to improve their show.
Here we go!
The first way to use dynamic content is to promote a time-sensitive opportunity. Maybe you have a sale coming up from the store that you use your podcast to promote. Perhaps you have a live workshop that you want to tell your listeners about. Or perhaps you are going on vacation and you want to let all your listeners know that you'll be back in a couple of weeks. So here's an example of how you can use dynamic content to promote a time-sensitive opportunity.
Hey there, before you listen to the episode, I wanted to tell you something. If you are a senior professional with an international career, in the middle of a transition and looking at your next move, I have something you might be interested in. I'm starting a new group inside my coaching program, Supercharge Your Career. And this is an intimate group of 5 people only. We start on 13th of September. So if you want to find out more, go to my website, superchargeyourself.com/group. Now back to the show.
The second way you can use dynamic content is to promote opportunities for your listeners to support your show financially. This is a model that NPR has done exceptionally well for the last few decades, and it's a model that works pretty well for independent creators too. You give your listeners an opportunity to financially invest in the production costs of your show, and in exchange, you get to continue making the show that they love. So here's an example of how you can use dynamic content to let your listeners know about how they can support you financially.
Hi everyone, it's me, your Space Boy here, to give you a quick update on our Ko-Fi account. They recently rolled out membership tiers, very much the same way that Patreon has them, and we've set them up. For $2 a month, you can get access to our one-shot bonus episodes. $5 a month, you can get access to the faction turns and other structured behind-the-scenes episodes. $10 a month gets you access to monthly live stream with one of the crew members and give you all some time for some Q&A. If you want to help support us and get rewarded, go to ko-fi.com/halfwitsfailedcrits. Now, back to the show.
The third way you can use dynamic content is to promote a product or service. So if your podcast exists to point people to your business, whether it's online or a traditional brick and mortar store, you want to tell them about things that they can buy from you. Dynamic content is a really great way to do that because you can change the thing that you're telling your customers about. So let's say you have a sale going on and you want to let them know about it. You can do that in the month leading up to the sale and then remove that promotion afterwards. Dynamic content is a really flexible tool that you can use to point your listeners to whatever product or service is most relevant for you at the time. So here's a great example of how you can use dynamic content to promote your products and services.
I don't want to add any noise to an already very busy time, but I did want to let you know that we are having our first ever ABA Speech No Fuss holiday sale, and we are offering $75 off both Start Communicating Today, which is our autism course for toddler and preschool age students, and also $75 off Help Me Find My Voice, which is our ASHA-approved autism course for school age students. This offer will go through November 30th.
The fourth way you can use dynamic content is sponsors and ad reads. Now, the main benefit of using dynamic content to publish your host-read ads or your sponsorships is you can leverage your entire catalog of podcasts. So when you're negotiating a rate with a company or a brand that wants to get their message in front of your listeners, you're not just putting it in the 4 episodes for the month that they're paying you. You can instead pitch your entire catalog of episodes, all of the downloads that you get that month. You can be sharing that particular message, which makes your podcast much more valuable and allows you to reach more people with that sponsor's message, which means that you can earn more money. It's a win-win. So here's a great example of how to incorporate an ad read into a pre-roll or post-roll for your podcast.
Founded in 1994, Mendota Pet has been providing high-quality, made-in-the-USA dog leashes and products. Mendota's gear for dogs is built to last. In fact, they guarantee it for the life of your pet. Visit their website now to check out their full line of products at mendotapet.com and find the link to their website in the show notes.
The fifth way you can use dynamic content is simply to let your listeners know about causes that you support and want to tell them about, whether it's a nonprofit organization, a donation drive that's going on, or maybe it's just something that's really close to your heart and you want to tell other people about it. You can use your platform to build up others and help them to get the exposure that they need to be successful. So here's an example of how you can use dynamic content to promote someone else and tell your listeners about opportunities to help others.
Hey, it's Amy. I'm really excited to tell you about our new impact partner, Solar Sister. Solar Sister is a nonprofit organization that envisions a brighter world powered by women entrepreneurs. Solar Sister recruits women in sub-Saharan Africa and trains them in business skills. Help a woman entrepreneur launch her business, which will support her for years to come. Join them on this incredible journey by going to www.solarsister.org and clicking Give Now.
And the sixth way that you can use dynamic content for your podcast is to leave a very strong call to action at the end of your episodes. Now, you typically won't want your standard intro and outro to be wrapped up in your dynamic content. Dynamic content is something that is dynamic, where you want the flexibility of being able to take it down and put it back up as you see fit, as it makes sense for you. Dynamic content is anything that you want to change over time. And so if you want to experiment with different kinds of calls to action at the end of your podcast episodes, and you aren't really settled on exactly which one you want to land on, dynamic content is a great way to do that. So here's an example of how you can use a post roll with dynamic content to ask for more ratings and reviews for your podcast.
Are you enjoying this podcast? Then can you do me a big favor and leave a 5-star rating and write a review? Each review increases the possibility that someone who needs this information can find it. Visit lovethepodcast.com/soberpowered. Thank you so much for your support.
So now that you know a bunch of different ways to use dynamic content to improve your show, to leverage your back catalog of existing episodes, to reach new listeners, and just have more fun mixing and matching and trying different things and experimenting with your podcast to see what resonates with your listeners and be able to adjust it over time to suit your needs. I would love to hear how you would use dynamic content for your show. Would you do host-read sponsorship reads? Would you promote your own products and services? Would you ask for ratings and reviews in Apple Podcasts? Let us know in the comments down below. We'd love to hear how you plan on using tools like dynamic content to improve your show. Now, one of the main strategies that people immediately think about when they think of dynamically inserted anything is monetization. And one of the questions that we get a lot at Buzzsprout is, when is the right time to monetize my podcast? So if you're interested in hearing our answer to that question, you can click the link in the description below or this video right here on the screen, and we'll walk you through our best advice for when the right time is to monetize your show so it doesn't impact the growth of your podcast and also doesn't negatively detract from the listener experience. Well, we hope you found this video helpful, and as always, keep podcasting.